It is that time of week. Once again, time to check in with our friends from Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. That is the location. Of course, blushexotic.com. That's the website. You can find them there also. My guest this week, now as I preface every time, only the best at Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. My guest joining me right now, not only is she one of the best, she has proof. She has like trophies that says she's the best. She is Miss Pole USA champion, Natasha Nova. Champion being the key word. So we know she's the best. She has the hardware to prove it. And she's joining me right now in studio, and she's at Blush Exotic all weekend long. And we're very happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Now, I got to ask you this question because I believe this is the first time we've hung out in studio. So I got to ask you, is this your first time in Pittsburgh?
It is my first time in Pittsburgh. Yes, I'm very excited.
Wow. So this is your first time at Blush. So I get to ask you for your first impressions because you never got to see the club before. And they've undergone some changes here in the past maybe year and a half or so. So I get to get your first impressions.
It's absolutely stunning. I love the poles. They're so tall.
Now, I have to explain this to everybody because if you've ever been to the main stage area, it's not just, going up to just maybe like 8 feet in the ceiling. We're talking about, 3 floors?
I would say, yeah. It took me a second to get to the top, so
that it's worth prefacing that when we say that pole goes all the way to the top 3 floors, she's actually able to go the entire length the whole way up. And you get to come see that. And you get to throw money at her for doing it. Do you realize how cool this is? Do you realize how important what I explained to you is? This is how cool this is. Now, I got to ask you this because you hear about people competing like Miss Pole USA champion. How did you get into competing in Miss Pole USA?
It's funny. My journey to featuring was actually kind of unique. I started dancing when I was 18. I just danced a couple days, but I fell in love with pole dancing in that time. So I started taking classes and eventually I started even teaching pole dancing and pole fitness, and I started doing pole fitness competitions. And then I heard about Miss Pole Champ, and Miss Pole Champ is kind of a hybrid of pole fitness and featuring. About half the scorecard is strength, flexibility, execution of moves, and the other half is costuming, hair, makeup, crowd interaction. So it combined like 2 things I really loved, and that was kind of the start of everything.
Miss Pole Fitness, which means this takes a lot of work, apparently.
It takes a little bit of work, yes.
So break down your routine for us. I imagine you have to stay in shape quite a bit. So how do you prepare?
Lots of training. Although unfortunately I travel all the time, so I don't get to teach anymore. I'm still in the studio a lot. So lots of practice. Got a pole at home. And I mean, just practicing on stage, every time I go on stage, I get a little bit better.
No, see, you say you have a pole at home. I think Nelly. I got a friend with a pole in the basement. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Do you ever sing that lyric out loud where you're practicing at home?
No.
Never once? Never?
No.
Not even unless you're going to do it? Not one time? That just ruined the whole joke for me. I just feel like I just wasted
Sorry.
it. No, I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. But just wanted to point some things out here. Now, Natasha's here all week at Blush Exotic. So
yes.
Let me explain some things to everybody. Now, of course, this being Wednesday, tomorrow being St. Patrick's Day, big St. Patrick's Day celebration down at Blush. Drink specials, $5 Irish car bombs, $5 Smittix car bombs, $4.50 Pabst Blue Ribbon bottles, $4 Smittix Irish Ale, $4 two fingers Irish breakfast shots. I've never even heard of that, but it sounds like it's a pretty good deal for $4. $4 Irish mini beers, $4 mini beer shots, food specials, and Natasha Nova is going to be there. That's way too much stuff to pass up.
We have a special surprise, too.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got a special surprise. I talked about how tall the poles are, how tall the ceilings are. We rigged my aerial hoop. And if you don't know what that means you need to come see it. So that's going to be really fun.
You had me at aerial.
Aerial hoop.
That means there's going to be some flying going around.
Yes, there is definitely some flying.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. And that's just for St. Patrick's Day. But there's even more going on. You can see her on St. Patrick's Day. But if you can't make it on St. Patrick's Day, you want to come down, watch March Madness. March Madness celebration going on, too. There's a bunch of drink specials. You can get a bucket of 4 Bud Lights for $22, $5 Stella Cider drafts, $5 Blush Cherry Bomb drafts, $6 Yingling drafts, $6 Southern Tier 2X IPA drafts. come watch some basketball, hang out St. Patrick's Day.
Come buy
and
me a drink.
Come buy Natasha a drink. And then aerial hoop. Basketball St. Patrick's Day aerial hoop. I'm running out of excuses for you. You need to come check this out. A whole bunch of reasons to check out Blush Exotic 9th Street downtown. Even more reasons to come watch Natasha Nova, Miss Pole USA champ. I can't explain that enough. Like, seriously, when you're the best at what you do, it's one thing. It's easy to be able to say, hey, she's the most awesomest at this. And now you can come see that awesomeness for yourself. And there's 2 other reasons to check out more awesomeness at Blush Exotic all week long. She's here. Come check her out. Natasha Nova, Josh Taylor, Trib Live Radio.